Alright. Now let's leave this room here. The next room is going to be pretty much a doozy. It's going to be Scorpio. Scorpio has probably the hardest... one of the hardest puzzles in this dungeon. This dungeon can be pretty tough for the first time that you do it. Remember the statues right here. Of the Scorpion and the Warrior. What we need to do is we need to cast Grip on this thing right quick. And that'll pull the lever up so that way we can get across. This puzzle that we're about ready to do is pretty doozy, a doozy, and not only that, it has a hidden item in it. I haven't seen many playthroughs pick up this item in this room. You want to come over here. As soon as you investigate this statue right here, it actually has an item. It has the vambrace. Vambraces is a type of gloves. I've seen plenty of playthroughs of this game, and they never investigate that statue. And they miss out on the vambrace. Okay, so the vambrace, what it does is it boosts attack whenever it's equipped. I'm gonna give that to Matthew, and we're gonna trade in the dragon shield. And then equip that. And then Tyrell, you're gonna get the dragon shield yourself. Alright, so the vambrace is pretty cool. Alright, first things first that we need to do in this room. What we need to do is we need to move the Scorpion Zol block over to that area where it's, you know, in the hole ground there. So first things first that we need to do is... shoot. How did I do this again? I think I just pushed this one. Yeah, I pushed that one first. I'm going to push the Scorpio over. Push this one over here again and kind of line him up to the hole here, and then we're gonna push down on this one and then push over on this guy, and then I do believe we push this one down and then push this over, and there we go. Yeah, then we can push down the Scorpion and that'll do it. The Scorpio is attacking the Warrior. And that'll activate the Scorpion room. I know I didn't mean to make this puzzle look easy. I practiced it quite a bit, so I knew the combination of what we needed to do. So, but trust me on this, if you were playing this, you were gonna be stuck there for probably a good 5-10 minutes trying to figure that puzzle out. That puzzle is kind of a doozy. I'm sorry if I made it look too easy. But there we go. Alright, so now let's leave the Scorpio room. We're gonna head over to, I do believe, the Taurus room. The Taurus room is next. Alright, Taurus. Where are you at? I think that this is you. I'm pretty sure this is you. And I think in this room we have a little friend in this room as well. We have a Jinni in this game, in this room. Let's cast Grip to kind of move it over just a bit. There we go. And I do believe if I cast Grip on this, that'll create a shortcut. Yeah, there we go. Now we can reach that Jinni. What we're going to be doing in order to get that Jinni is we're going to be doing the same thing that we did with the treasure chest beforehand. But first, let's go take care of these guys here. I'm actually going to cast Psi Energy because there's a lot of monsters here. Let's go ahead and cast... Ooh, we got Tornado. I forgot about that. Tornado is pretty cool. You know, one thing I haven't shown off yet, I think I'll do it in the next fight, is we got a new summon last episode, and I wanted to show it off. So let's go ahead and cast Frostbite. Here we go. Tornado! And then Quake Spear! And then he's going to sell his Fire Breath. It did a lot of damage. 104 damage. Frostbite. This should do a lot of damage. 167. There we go. Felled the Chimera. Matthew has grown to level 20, and he's learned Clay Spire. Okay, cool. Clay Spire is a stronger version of Spire. Alright, so pretty much right here, as you guys can see, there's a Jupiter Jinni right here. Let's go ahead and, I'm pretty sure this is the right one. We're going to cast Insight. It's going to tell you, oh, use a Fireball, just like you did last time. Let's cast Fireball on him. Ah! You caught me on fire, you little jerk! So now we got to go down there and get him. Alright, let's go down and around and fight more monsters, fighting a lot of chimeras. Okay, I might have to heal after this. Ow! Reef is taking damage. Alright, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'm gonna heal. Take this time to heal! Healthy wind! Alright, there we go. Took care of the first chimera. He's gonna use Mad Dash. Mad Dash is a pretty interesting move. What it could do is sometimes it'll do enough damage and it'll leave you with 1 HP left. So be careful. Sometimes Chimera can be lucky enough to leave you with just 1 HP. And you don't want to leave that. You don't want to be that way. Tyrell grew to level 20. Coolio. Reef has grew to level 19. Cool. We got some water life. That's really lucky. Holy cow. Alright. Let's do that summon that we did. I think we need 1 Earth Jinni and 2 Jupiter Jinni. Alright, let's go and get you. He's mad at us for launching a fireball at him. We're gonna fight this Jupiter Jinni. Alright, let's cast Flora. That's the new summon that we just got last episode. Alright, so with Tyrell, you know what, I'll go ahead and cast Lava on you. And then Sleep. Alright, here's Flora. The Princess of Flowers! It's probably not going to do that much to the Jupiter Jinni, but hey, can't blame me for trying. 49 damage. That's okay. They look pretty. I like that. Alright, let's heal up so that way we can do that. It's going to cast Wind Slash. Unleash Lava! Sleet. His attack went down. Let's use Steel. And then I'm gonna use Vortex on you. And then I'm gonna use Fever. Chill. There we go. There we go. Finished off the Jupiter Jinni. And you guys probably saw that he flashed colors when he died. That is a little indication that you used his weakness to finish him off. And if you use that correctly, you can manipulate RNG to get better drops by doing that. I'll go over that a little bit later, but that's a cool little trick you can do. You can do it in the last games, where you can manipulate RNG to get the special drops that you want from enemies. I wanted to kind of point that out since it happened. Alright, Karis grew to level 20. Alright, awesome. But we didn't get a drop from him. That's okay. But we got a new Jinni, so it's all cool in the neighborhood. The Jupiter Jinni, Doldrum, has joined you and is set to Tyrell. Doldrum, the spirit represents the still air that is found in Craggy Peak. Doldrum can hold an enemy in place and encasing in an unmoving wind. He looks like a spring. He's just like a spring design on his neck there. It looks pretty cool. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna trade. How about there? Yeah, there we go. So that way Tyrell can have all the fire Jinni that he can. I know we have a surplus of wind Jinni right now, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll take care of that later. Alright, so now, without any further interruptions, let us go into the Taurus room. Alright, so in this room, A bull without horns must burn with shame. Will no one cool it? So we have to create horns for this bull. So let's go ahead and cast Douse. We're gonna make makeshift horns of ice for him. So fill his horn areas with water. And then we're gonna cast Cold Snap on those puddles of water to make makeshift horns. I think that's pretty cool to do that. Alright, so we're gonna come over here and then we're gonna cast Cool Snap again. There we go. There you go, Mr. Bull. You have horns now. And with that, the next room is open up to it. It's almost open up to us. I think that's Sagittarius, and I think that's the last room. Pretty sure that's Sagittarius, but that's okay. Yeah, because he has a bow. And who has a bow? A centaur has a bow, which is Sagittarius. Alright, so now the next room is Capricorn. Wherever he is. There he is. There's Capricorn. Now this puzzle in this room is quite a doozy as well. But before we do that, we're going to cast Grip on this statue to get this other treasure chest that's behind here. Door number 2. Get a brand new car. You get a brand new car. No, instead you get a mimic. There's a mimic inside this box here. That's okay. We're going to go ahead and kick his butt. Alright. Let's use Flint. I'm going to use Vortex. Let's use Brand. Oh wait, no, not Brand. Let's use Lava. And then Doldrum. I'm going to try using Doldrum. Doldrum is pretty cool. So it makes it so that the Mimic can't move. We're going to use Vortex to spin him around. Spin his head round, round, round. The Mimic is unable to move. Well, that's too bad, so sad for you, Mr. Mimic. There we go. Let's spew lava all over his face. Alright, and then I'm going to use Steel. And then I'm going to use Gust. And then let's go ahead and use Fever. And then Sleep. Mimic is defending! Mr. Mimic didn't do anything this battle here. And use Steel. There we go. We took care of the Mimic. The Mimic didn't do anything. Holy crap. He has a lot of experience points too. 770 coins. And we got a Lure Cap. A Lure Cap is a very special item that I would honestly suggest you just keep it just in case you want it. What it does is it increases monster attacks, so that if you want to grind easier for money and stuff like that, keep that item around. Alright, now this room is another puzzle that's quite a doozy. So essentially, let's read this. It says, the goat leaves no trace behind. The point of this room is we need to move these statues into their respective holes. But every time you move the statue, it leaves a trace behind. No, and you cannot have two traces touch each other. So you can't have them cross paths. So this one can be kind of a bit tricky, but it's not as hard as you really think it is. So just push the square one. I always start with the square one because it kind of gives me an idea of how I want to do this puzzle. You just push it all the way across, and you want to do as least amount of moves as possible with this puzzle here. And then I move the circle one all the way down, and then I move it all the way across. Now, whenever it gets to the triangle hole here, stop, go up, and then keep going forward until you are perpendicular with the circle, and then go up. I think I screwed that up. I might have screwed that up. Yeah, I did screw that up. See, I'm not perfect. Alright, so pretty much what we need to do here is, I screwed up because I didn't do the square up 2. We need to go up 2 until it's kind of perpendicular with the triangle statue here. The reason why is we need to have enough space in order to move the triangle between the circle trace here. You guys can see it. I'm not perfect at this game. I do mess up every now and then. Alright, so let's do this again. Go down. Push. 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 Go across here. Alright. Now you guys can see there's a pathway now for the triangle. So now we can actually go and finish this puzzle. See, this puzzle is a little tricky. I'm being honest with you. I'm not perfect. I may have been doing most of these puzzles perfectly, but that's because I practiced them. I just completely forgot that I need to keep enough space in order for the statue to go behind the circle here. You guys can probably see what I'm talking about. Alright, so as soon as we get up here, we're going to cast move. We're going to go behind this statue over here to go up and down and around. See, the last statue has to go up and down and around. And you have to do this you have to do this like circular motion around these statues. That's okay. But by God by God, we've done it. We have finished this puzzle here. There we go. See, it wasn't that bad. I made it look like... See, I'm not perfect, though. Of course, no one's perfect. And there we go. We have the last room open to us, the Sagittarius room. Now let's go inside. Let us go inside the last room of the dungeon here. I think we've got all the items and the Jinni that I wanted, so... I think we're doing pretty good. Alright, so Sagittarius is this bow. We have to cast... Well, first we have to deal with the Chimera first. Let's go ahead and do that. Ow! That did 8 damage. What am I saying ow for? Right. There we go, it took care of the Chimera. 608 experience points. I can't believe how much experience points those guys give. Alright, let's cast Grip. Let's move the platform so that we can get across here. Alright, and then we go in this room here. And this is the final room in the whole entire dungeon here. The archer's deadliest foe is himself. So essentially what we have to do is we have to cast Cold Snap right here. As soon as you cast Cold Snap, that causes the ice to kind of to form there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cast Grip to move the statue to face itself in the mirror. No, not me. Don't shoot me. Actually, we're going to go on the other side here. Alright. And then I gotta go on the other side. Face yourself. That broke the mirror. What that did is it actually broke the mirror that was outside the dungeon. If you couldn't believe that, we did all this work just to break a mirror. What a bunch of unlucky 7-year bad luck crap. Alright, let's leave. Now that we have done every room in the whole entire dungeon, we can actually leave. We have to go. I'm going to go around and get back on the elevator here. As you guys can see, all the signs are lit up. We have done this dungeon. Now, the last thing we need to do is we need to cast Grip on this little thing real quick. You pull it back, and you make a pendulum. Hey, would you Would you believe that? We made a pendulum to a clock. And what do you know? It has control over nature. It has floating platforms coming up out of the sky. I always thought that was weird, and I thought that was funny. But yeah, that's how we get out, is we make a pendulum and make a clock, essentially. And now we can leave Craggy Peak Ruins. Actually, hold on a sec. Let me go ahead and heal real quick. There. And now, we're inside the Kirin Mountains. We finally made it. Before we end this episode, there's actually one more place I want to go, and that is to get another summon tablet. There is another summon tablet if you go around this mountain bend here. If there's a mountain bend around here, there's a cave that has another summon tablet for us. So we're going to go pick that up before we end the episode. And we got new monsters here and everything else. I'm going to go ahead and set my Jinni here. Up my stats a little bit. I'm going to keep Doldrum on standby real quick. We go up and around here, there's a cave right here. This is the North Wall Shrine. For this mini dungeon, we're going to have Fireball on the standby. Alright, so, first things first I always do is I grab this treasure chest. We're going to melt these ice columns to get to the treasure chest. And inside is a vial. Another healing vial. That's okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Cold Snap on the other shortcut. We're going to cast Cold Snap here. Because one thing about this area is we need to make columns. We need to make columns in order to get across this ice place. So, I'm going to cast Fireball here. In order to get around, and then we can jump across this little ledges here. And then we're going to cast Grip on this column right here. There we go. And now we're going to go from this area right here, we're going to cast Cold Snap on that puddle right there. And that's going to activate the ice in this cave. If this cave wasn't icy enough. And there we go. Now we just have to go back down and around again. Now, in order to get back over here, we're gonna have to, I think we can go back this way. Yeah, we can just go back this way. And there we go, we got another summon tablet. All this ancient text language, summon language, come unto me! Give me your power! We can now summon Moloch. To summon Moloch, you need the following gen on standby. You need 2 Mercury and 1 Jupiter. So we got another summon tablet. That was pretty easy peasy. Alright, I'm gonna go and put my shortcuts back the way they were. Okay, so now we're done in this cave. We don't have to be in this cave anymore. Let's just leave. I'm actually going to go and show off the summon before we end the episode here. Because I know that dungeon was pretty long, so I'm going to have to probably split this episode into 2. But that's okay. We need 2 Mercury and 1 Jupiter. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to get back in front of the town that we need to be in. So hopefully we'll run into a monster by then. Okay, so we run into 2 Wolfkins here. Alright, let's go ahead and summon Moloch. The Sacred Ice Monster! Alright, so let's go ahead and... ooh, I don't want to defend. Alright. Alright, Matthew summons Moloch. I think I mentioned in my Let's Play of The Lost Age that Moloch kind of reminds me of the giant white monster from the Never-Ending Story. Giant ice beam! Snow and blizzard! We're gonna take advantage of you. I love Moloch. Moloch is pretty funny. He's pretty cute, too. Alright, let's go ahead and take care of these Wolfkins here. There we go. Matthew grew to level 21. Okay, cool. And we got a Weasel Claw. You know where that's going. That's going straight into the selling bin. Alright. Got another wolfkin. Let's go ahead and take care of him real quick. Life nourish. There we go. Now, hold on a second. Let's go ahead and set Doldrum. And then Gust, gonna be just fine. And then when we come around the bend here, we should be running into a town right here, yeah. But I'm not gonna go in the town just yet. Alright, so I'm gonna get myself ready for the next episode. Let's go and put... We haven't used Amity yet. Let's go ahead and swap Amity with Reef. Okay. So, we did a lot in this episode. We completed, probably, in my honest opinion, the longest dungeon in the game. Basically based on how many rooms it has, and how much stuff you have to do in each room. That's probably the longest dungeon that we're going to encounter for a long... Like, there's one other dungeon that's as long as it, but I honestly think that's pretty much a really long dungeon, in my honest opinion. So, we did a lot of stuff in this episode. We cleared Craggy Peak Ruins, we got a new summon tablet, got a new Jinni friend, and we got a bunch of items. So, I think this is a good stopping point for this episode. So next time we meet in Golden Sun, Dark Dawn, we're gonna finally get to this village here in the Kirin Mountains. So with that, I will see you guys in the next episode.